Thank you. It is another day the Lord has given us. Hii ni kipindi yako na ni baraka sana kwa sababu tunawajua watumishi wa Bwana kutoka mahali walianzia mpaka mahali wamefika. Because sometimes ministry is not easy. Kuna watu walianza lakini wakavujika moyo wakiwa njiani. Sisi tujue wale walifaulu nini walifanya. Sisi tujue mahali walipitia na hii kazi sio rahisi. Paulo akamwambia Titus in the book of Titus chapter 2. Akamwambia hii ni vizuri ujue kwamba kazi ya Bwana inapingwa. Injili inapingwa. Na kile kikubwa sana kinafanya inapingwa ni kwa sababu watu wengine wako tayari kusikiza injili. Kwa hivyo tunakuta watumishi wa Bwana wengi wanapitia changamoto, wanapitia hali ngumu, but finally wanatokea mahali. Now the Bible says in the book of Psalms 66 and verse 10. Na ni vizuri tuweze kuisoma ili mtazamaji uweze kuelewa vizuri vile Biblia inasema. Ndio tunapoleta watumishi wa Bwana hapa, utaweza kuwa unasikiza kwa makini kwa sababu kuna maneno ambao wanapitia. Kuna mambo huwa wanapitia mengine mazito, lakini baadaye wanaweza kuwa na furaha. Na Biblia inasema hivi, Psalm 66 verse 10 inasema kwamba wewe Mungu ndio ulikubali nipitie mambo mazito. Inasema hivi, for thou, O God, has proved us. Thou hasn't tried us as silver is tried. Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou laidest affliction upon our lions. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou blottest in the place of abundance. Kwa hivyo Mungu anakubali saa zingine upitie changamoto, lakini baadaye unatokea mahali ambapo ni pazuri. Kwa hivyo hiyo moto saa zingine ni Mungu anakubali. Unapitia katika hiyo moto na unapita kwenye maji, lakini baadaye unatokea mahali ambapo pamenawiri na mahali ambapo penye baraka. Kwa hivyo wakati unapata mtumishi wa Bwana, saa zingine amekaa maisha mazuri, ni vizuri kujua hakuanza pale, kuna mahali alianzia. Amebeba mizigo mizito, amekanyangwa na farasi kwa kichwa, lakini baadaye anatokea mahali ambapo pamefanikiwa. Kwa hivyo when you see servants of the Lord in a place of abundance, it is good to thank God because you know that they have come from far. Na siku ya leo tumebarikiwa, tuko na yeye pastor ambayo ni baraka sana, na ni pastor ambayo ni wa baraka sana. Anahubiri pale Umoja Grace Covenant Church, kanisa iko pale Umoja inako, na anaitwa MAURICE MWALE. Alianza ile kanisa miaka 12 imepita, 12 years ago, na ni vizuri tuweze kujua amepitia changamoto gani mpaka mahali amefika na alitoka wapi kabla aanze pale. Karibu sana mtumishi wa Bwana.
Thank you.
Welcome to Ministers Show. Na tumeshukuru hata kukubali mwito wetu. Kwa hivyo utatazama mtazamaji pale kwanza uweze kumkaribisha na ukimsalimia na tena ukimwambia majina yako.
To all the viewers, you are welcome to this program. My name is MAURICE MWALE. I'm a pastor of Grace Covenant Church in Umoja Inako, just directly opposite the Chief's Place. We've been there as been told for the last 12 years, ministering the gospel of grace.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Na tungetaka tujue ndio ukuje pale ulitokea wapi. Lakini ni vizuri tuanze tu pale bali tujue MAURICE MWALE alizaliwa pande gani.
I was born in a place called Bunyore. Okay. Bunyore is the western part of Kenya. I'm basically a village boy because all my life I grew up in Bunyore. In the village. I came to Nairobi to look for employment.
Okay.
But I'm a village boy.
Okay. You could explain better, uweze kutuelezea kwamba ukiwa pale kijijini ulikuwa umeokoka ama ulikuwa naenda kanisa.
I was born in a family of born again parents.
Okay.
My father and my mother were...
And you can mention their name.
They were ministers in a church called PAG.
Okay.
Pentecostal Assemblies of God. My father is called Jackson Mwale. My mother is Jeffries Mwale. Okay. They are still alive by the grace of God. My father was a pastor. All the time I've known him was a pastor. And my mother was a singer in the church. She used to clap her hands loudest even than the keyboard. That's how I was brought up, by a family that is born again, and I was introduced to Christ at a very early age. And by the age of 9 years, I was baptized after going through their teachings on salvation and baptism. So I believe by the age of 9, I was born again.
Okay.
I was born again.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a powerful testimony. So you have been in the church all of your life?
No, not in the church. I grew up hearing my father talk about a mighty God, a God who heals, a God who provides, a God who is a creator, this mighty God. And I really wanted to interpret what my father was saying into the practical life.
You can't do it.
But I couldn't see it happen that time, because he was talking about a mighty God that is our Father, and the kind of life we were living at that time never reflected that we have a mighty Father. So when I was still under the tutelage of my parents, I could go to church, listen to preachings, wonder about this God. But after my fourth form, when I just got out of school, at the age of 18, I started thinking for myself, if there's a God that my father preaches, then he should be making us live according to the things we hear him.
Not only speaking, we want them to appear in action.
In practical. Because if he's a true God, then we want him in true life.
You are questioning this God.
I questioned God. Yes. At the age of 20, I came to a conclusion that there's no God, that it was a fiction.
Because of the poverty that you were
Poverty
surviving
level was too high, suffering was so high. My parents were so given to this God, they served God diligently, and I couldn't see anything tangible for them serving God. So at the age of 20, I said, there's no God. Then I left the village, I came to the city.
Okay. And how many siblings were you raised with?
We were 8. And my mother didn't give birth to so many children. They just 8 only.
Okay, they are not many.
So we were 8. The firstborn died at an early age. Then I have an elder sister, and then I'm the third born. Okay. There are other 5.
Now you have made a decision at the age of 20. What did you decide?
I contacted my uncle who was living in Kibera. I told him I'm looking for a job. So he told me to come to Nairobi. I took a train from a place called Luanda. I came to Nairobi. He picked me at the railway station. We went to Kibera, and he got me a job in a printing firm. Okay. Then I started earning money, and I met young men in town who now started introducing me to town. So at that time, I have made up my mind there is no God, and here is town life. So I got involved in drinking, in drugs, and in women, and all those kind of dirty things that a young man can do.
Because you have made a decision that...
And I knew there's no God. I knew there's no God. It went on for a period of over 12 years. But there was a progressive transformation even in those period of 12 years. Because there's a time I got married now.
When you are still addicted of drugs and other things.
A serious one.
Okay, so you get a wife when you are still in that.
I got a wife, and surprisingly, I got a wife who hated drinking, who hated smoking, she hated all those kind of things. She was a Catholic. She didn't know much about God and much about the Bible, but she didn't want the worldly lifestyle. So she started messing with my worldly lifestyle, telling me, you need to change. Then one of her colleagues came to the house and brought me an NIV Bible and told me, God has told me to bless you with this. And I was annoyed. I said, how do you bless me with the Bible?
Than bringing something that I can eat.
I want you to come with a John Walker whiskey or something like that. I'll be blessed at that time. How do you bless me with the Bible? So I took the Bible. But funny enough, I found myself reading it sometimes. That's why I believe the word of God, that it train up a child in the way he must go, and he'll never depart from those ways when he grows up. So I found myself when I'm sober in the house.
So the foundation was still calling you.
The foundation is firm, was firm. If you lay the foundation of Christ for your children, is unshakable. It never changes. They may go through different times in life, but they remain intact. So I found myself reading that Bible sometimes.
So even if you are annoyed, you are reading it sometimes.
I could start reading it. Then something started happening. I had money. I had a good life. And pastors started coming to preach to me about salvation.
In the house or in the job?
The house or wherever. I'll just meet a pastor. I go to visit a friend, I meet a pastor. Then I look at a pastor. He has a shirt that is torn at the collar. His shoe is dancing. I ask him who needs God more than the other. Because I look at
sana mtazamaji wetu. Leo the shoe is hot. Don't stay away. Tunaendelea na kumjua pastor ambaye ametoka Bali na jina yake ni MAURICE MWALE, na leo at least tunaongea lugha ambayo ni mzito. Tanasikia ni kama tadiuma ulimi. God will help me. So we are having Pastor MWALE. It is in your minister show. Pastor MWALE comes from Grace Covenant Church, Umoja Inako. Now, he really have a testimony. So don't stay away. Continue watching the minister show on Champions TV, empowering people. You can like our Facebook page, Champions TV. We are also found on Twitter. You can also send your message there, and we'll be reading some of the messages that you'll be sending there. So don't stay away. Let us continue hearing from Pastor MWALE. Continue, Pastor. You have interesting testimony, and it is really motivating people.
As I saw men of God come to me, they are talking. They will remind me of my father. They are talking about this good God. You look at them, you don't.
But when you remember, you just remember poverty.
And it was obvious that the men of God who were coming around me to tell me about this good God were in the same place
with your father, and they are still poor.
And I'll remove some money and give pastor. I tell pastor, I think you need God more than I need God.
You give him money.
I give him some money. I tell him go away. So it continued, but I never knew that God was using those few moments of hearing from his servants to work on me slowly by slowly. So one day I was in a club, I was drinking, and I stood up, I said, everybody shut up. And I began to preach in a bar. And I was telling people about this good God in a club. This God can save.
And you are also drunk.
And I'm drunk. And people were laughing. They thought I'm just bringing jokes or something like that. But I was preaching the gospel. And after I finished, my friends looked at me and said, is there something wrong with you? I said, no, I'm talking about this good God. And I continued doing like that, going out in a club, and every time I find a moment, I'll stand up.
You continued drinking, and you are preaching.
Preaching, not anywhere elsewhere, in a bar. So it continued for some time, and my wife started mistreating me at home. Because I never used to eat at home. You know, drunkards eat nyama choma in the clubs. So I'll go home at midnight or next to the next morning, and I'll find her sitting on the bed saying that she has not eaten anything because she has kept food on the table. She was waiting for us to eat together. So for some time, I began getting concerned. My wife is not eating because of me or my late coming at home. So I will rush home to go and eat, then go. Now when I go to the house, they'll treat me very well in the house. The children are over me. I had 2 children at that time. My wife is treating me very well. And I get it difficult to go out. So
thank you. We shall have a break, and then we shall be back. Then we will hear more from Pastor MAURICE, and then we will hear how he came back to Christ. Because you can hear he is preaching even in clubs, even after he himself gets drunk. So this is a good show. Don't stay away. We will be right back.